Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I set up my digital planner for 2024. In this video, you might find some ideas that you would like to use in your own planner setup, whether that's with a bullet journal or with an iPad and Apple Pencil. I've spent nearly all of 2023 creating and revising this layout, and I'm happy to say that this is the best and most effective planner layout that I've used so far. I'm so happy with how my planner has evolved in 2023, and I'm excited to share it with you today. So here is my iPad and my iPad case, and this is my theme for 2024, which I created in Procreate. The PDF that I'm using today, I created using Keynote, and I'll have a link to download it in the description box below. So in my outline, we have all of the months of the year, as well as what I like to call my mini journal at the bottom, which we will talk more about later. But to start, it's going to be easier for me to show you my setup by taking you through how I plan out my weekly first. So let me just turn this. So I'm going to start by coming over to my calendar here in the corner. And the first thing I do is I highlight the week that I'm on. So we are on this week, and I usually use the same color that I use for my month. Typically for January, I use pink. So I'm going to use pink. And then I want to highlight the moon phases. I don't always use this in other ways, but it's nice to know because sometimes if there's like a new moon or a full moon, I might journal in that way in the following week. But I don't typically, I don't always do that, but it's just there for like a reference. So January, I have this 2024 moon phase calendar that I took a screenshot of just on the internet and then added it to my element so that I can refer to it every month. So for my new moon, because it's black, it's on the 11th, I'm gonna do a highlight. I'm gonna do a highlight here, and then I'm just gonna kind of want to resize it, make sure it looks good, and then I'll bring it. And then I'll bring it to the 11th, just so that I know. And then for the full moon, I'll just do a normal circle. It's on the 25th. So I'll just do like a normal, oh, that's not a circle. And then resize it a little bit and center it a little bit. And now we are done with that. So moving on. So then I write out my mindset for the week. So I created a little journal prompt cheat sheet that I like to refer to, and I added it to my elements. So here are my prompts for the week. So it's just, what thoughts do you want at the forefront of your mind this week? What's the most important thing for you to focus on? What's one of your core values that you feel the most connected to? What is your core desire for the week? Do you feel aligned with your values and desires? What are you prioritizing your week? What are you proud of yourself for? What would alignment feel like this week? How would it feel to crush your goals? What are you excited for this week? What did you learn last week that you want to bring into this week? How would you like your mindset to shift or evolve? What kind of thoughts would be helpful or motivating for you? What are some kind or uplifting things that you can say to yourself? What do you know to be true that could help you this week? Like I know I can do it. I don't know, like any motivational things that might come to mind. These are just prompts to help me kind of like get going. I definitely don't answer them specifically one by one. I just kind of like write a blurb, and if I'm not sure what to say next, I might go through the list and see if anything comes to mind. The last one is what do you want to embody this week? How can you maintain a positive outlook this week? What is a mantra you can use for this week? How do you want to feel this week? So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in. So I've also gone in and set some intentions for the week. Just like words, keywords, phrases that I want to keep in mind, or like just things that I want to feel that week. at the bottom there. And then moving on to my priorities, I've just copied and pasted this format as how I usually do it from last week. So I choose 3 priorities or 3 aspects of my life that I want to make progress in or move forward in or just focus on for that week. I'm going to show you. So here's just like a kind of tracker for my life aspects. So every time that I journal about one or make one a focus for the week, I check it off, and then every month I kind of like erase it and renew it so that I'm focusing on each one once per month. Typically there's like 5 weeks in a month and there's like 15 here, and I choose 3 per week. So it kind of roughly works out, but sometimes it doesn't, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be super strict or perfect. But for this week, so I've gone ahead and filled out my priorities for this week. So I have routines. So I want to get back into my morning routine after being off for 2 weeks as I'm getting back into work. I want to slowly wake up early. I don't just want to like wake up at 5:30 or wake up at 5 after waking up at like 7 or 8 this past break. I don't want to like go full force, so I said Monday off. Like maybe I won't wake up early on Monday. Maybe I'll just like wake up 20 minutes before I usually do, and then maybe the next day like 10 minutes before that. Like just I kind of want to gradually do it so I don't burn myself out. And then I'm kind of aiming for 3 perfect days, which I'll explain in a second. Then I have spirituality, so stick with the spiritual practices that I've been practicing over the break. Deep breathing exercises and focusing on connecting to yourself. This would be a T. And then fitness, I want to use my standing desk at work because it goes like up and down, so I always sit. But I think if I set it up at the end of the day and then I come back to it in the morning already being set up, maybe I'll use it more in the morning. And then I want to maintain my steps and I want to track them, and then ideally work out 3 to 4 times. I might do like a YouTube workout video. So then moving on, I talk about my routines. So my routines is like an aspect of my life that I want to improve in, that I'll do once a month, like I said. But then also every week I kind of just write about like what's going well, what's not working, what's working, what I'm struggling with, what would make it easier to do the routine I want to do. And then I also include like my ideal morning routine, which I'm more focused on my morning routine rather than my evening routine. I usually just like relax at the end of the day and I get not all, but like most of my important habits done in the morning, and then I have the evening to myself. So usually my routines is kind of more so just like my morning routine. So I'll write a little blurb about that, and then I write about my habits. Again, same thing, like what I'm struggling with, what's working, what's not working, what habits I'm focused on for that week. And then I have my habit tracker, which, give me 2 seconds, let me just... So this is my habit tracker. I have changed this up before the December break, and I really want to keep out this layout for the next year because I've been wanting to do something like this for a while now. Like last year, I kind of did it, but I just didn't know how to track it, so like I didn't keep up with it. So the first 10 habits are like my most important habits, the ones that I really want to accomplish on a daily basis. So I created this idea of like the perfect day, which if that doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. I totally understand. I don't really like the whole idea of like perfect day. Like I get it. Maybe I should probably call it like my ideal day. But I do want to track how many perfect days I have throughout the year, and hopefully it's about like half the year. If not, it's totally fine. It's just something for me to improve on for the next year. I like having data at the end of the year. I'm very like data oriented, so tracking is just like my kryptonite. But yeah, so I just want to track how many I did. So I feel like I got this concept like loosely based off of like the 75 hard or 75 soft, because I really like the idea of picking the 10 habits that are most important to me and giving myself a challenge to do them all. And it's actually really motivating for me because if I end up doing 9 of them, then doing the last one, it's like, okay, just take that extra second at the end of the day to get the last one done so that I have that like incentive to get my ideal day. And then at the bottom here, I just have like other habits that are like a bonus. Like I'm not really tracking. I mean, I'm just tracking. I'm not really like, oh, I need to do them every day. Like these are not a daily one, but these ones at the top, these are a daily one. So my daily habits are waking up early, and then I specify with color like what time I woke up at. And then I just do little like highlight dots. So change this to pink. And change the size. Like let's say I journaled in the morning, so then I would just check it off like that. And like I don't know if there's 10 habits here. I think there's like 12, but 2 of them are like they're kind of the same. Like journaling in the morning and journaling in the evening. I just want to specify like if I've done both, because I do want to do both. I don't want to just put journal. That's why like I do want to journal every day, but morning and night, and I do different things in different times. And then like meditate and yoga kind of go hand in hand. My active minutes and my Pilates kind of go hand in hand. My 5,000 steps and like walking outside or on my walking pad kind of go hand in hand. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, so there's 12 here, but like, I mean, I can't erase any of these. These ones are the most important to me. So then at the top here, I have like the days of the week. I have Sunday twice because I never know like how I want to track for that Sunday. Usually like I track half of like the Sunday morning in last week's spread and then Sunday evening in the next week's spread. So I like to kind of have room for both, because sometimes I'm still on my last week and I don't want to move to the next week yet. I don't know. So I usually have 2 Sundays, and then this is my goal for the week and this is my actual for the week. So at the end of the week, I count how many dots I got and I just total it up and like to see if I got my goal. And then like, here's my other habits. And then moving on to my health tracker. So this is something I've been doing since I started journaling. And if I recommend, like if you don't know how to journal or you don't know how to like use a planner in a way that's like more spiritual or more like focused on your mental and emotional health, and like I definitely recommend adding this to your planner if you're already a planner and you just want that extra something. So my health tracker, so I rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how I'm feeling spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So like spiritually, like how connected to my soul am I, like how aligned with my soul desires am I, kind of thing. How connected do I feel to source, kind of thing. Physically is way easier. It's more of like a like how do I feel physically, like am I having any symptoms, am I sick, am I, you know, feeling tight, feeling sore. And then mentally, what's my mind like what kind of thoughts am I having, is it like safe to be in my mind, or am I having some like struggles that day, is it hard for me to be positive or think clearly or whatever. And then emotionally, so like am I happy or am I sad, and like it's fine if I'm sad, like it's not a bad thing to be sad, it's just like am I numbing out? Because if I'm numbing out, then it's more so like lower here, which honestly, the way that it's set up here, I put more spacing in like the 5 to 8, because usually I'm here. I'm rarely ever like a 1 or a 10. That's why these columns are smaller. But sometimes like it's a lot different for me to be like a 7 or 7.5 or an 8. Like sometimes I fall like between, so I created more space. And then we have like socially, like I'm an introvert, so like my social meter energy, so like whether or not like waking up early made me feel groggy and stuff, sexually, and then my anxiety. So then I have here I have my meals for the week. So this yellow bar here, if I'm doing any meal planning, it's going there. Or if I'm just tracking like my dinners, I put it there. And then here, this one is my exercise tracker. So my workout split, what area of my body I'm focusing on for that day. And then corresponding to that, like purple means yoga, and pink means like Pilates or strength or bar kind of thing. So I have it corresponding in that square so that I can write about it or say what I did, or like put a picture of here of the video I did. So I just did a little blurb of my yoga session and put the video that I did. And then this is how I use the boxes. So sometimes I'll write like a sentence, and sometimes I'll write a lot. And then I have these little like text boxes here to tell me what I want to get done that day. And then so I use, this is all Monday, and this is all Tuesday, and this is all Wednesday, and I don't have to fill in every box, but they're there for me to be creative. Sometimes it's like a picture or a motivational quote or something like that, but typically these two boxes I do in the morning, this one typically during the day I will write in that one, and then this one at night. And sometimes it doesn't happen and it doesn't really matter. Like, that's not my main goal. Like, sometimes this is completely filled in and sometimes it's like empty boxes in certain spots, but usually on Sunday I do self-care, so this box is always kind of like reserved for self-care for that day. Okay, trying to speed this up a little bit. We have my affirmations for the week. So I've got like 3 lines here. I write an affirmation. I've got one positive thing that happened that day, which I love and I'll always keep in my journal. And then I have gratitude, something I'm grateful for. This, like doing gratitude every time, I've been in and out of throughout my like 10 plus years of journaling. Like when I first started bullet journaling, I was always doing gratitude, took a break from it, came back to it, like to each his own, right? So it just depends. And then I have like a little next week review. I might do that in a different video because we got to kind of move on here. So yeah, so that's my layout, and that is it, kind of a little bit more filled in. Okay, so then here, let me turn it. One other thing that I really like to do is when I'm journaling and I think of, so this is something new for me as well, is my running task list. So if I'm journaling and I'm thinking of things that I need to do, sometimes I'll write a blurb of like I'll do like a checkbox like this and write tasks that I need to do. But then it gets lost in the week prior and I don't always check it off, like maybe if it's not like urgent or something. So this year I started doing a running task list, and I'm just gonna open in a new window and then keep my planner on the side here so that when I'm journaling for like Monday, I can add in a to-do. See how like I already have some to-dos here, some tasks here, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So my to-do list, so the first kind of like dot on the side here is my priority list. So like urgent, due right away. This is kind of like urgent, but like after other urgent things, obviously, like priority 2, priority 3, and then this is green, like kind of like if you have time, and then blue is always like someday, like don't worry about this, this is just like an idea, eventually I want to get it done, but you know, it's kind of like who cares kind of. And then this row is like my life aspect of it, so like this is about journaling, this color corresponds to like my journaling aspect, and then this is fill out recipe cards, so it's about eating, so it's with my eating aspect. So let's go into that a little bit more. So for my monthly, I have this set up here. So this is going to be a rolling monthly, which means that every single month I check this spread and I like copy the page and or duplicate it, and I write a different blurb about it. So I will highlight the month I'm on. This is all going to be filled out at the beginning of the year, which I still have to get through. That's why it's on my task list, fill out my monthly. And then these are all the aspects of my life and like little goals that I have for each aspect. And then every month I go in and I check in and I see how I've progressed to that goal, or where I have like prioritized it in my week. Maybe I can cross it off, maybe I can add a new goal, whatever. Yeah, so I have routines, journaling, relationships and family, healing, spirituality, my passions and creativity, finances, reading, eating, writing, meditation, yoga, self-love and self-care, my perspective, and fitness. And then on the side here we have like last month, this month, next month. And then we also have intentions for the year. So like, how can you feel more joy this year? What would alignment feel like this year? How can you make yourself proud this year? How can you be more present this year? What growth do you want to see from yourself this year? How can you empower yourself this year? what do you want to focus on this year, and how can you show more appreciation for yourself and for life and for, you know, whatever other things. And then of course like my health here, so this is the same as my health tracker, so spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, blah blah blah. And then here I will put an average for my month, so I'll go back to that tracker, give it a numerical like rating for each week, set an average, and then put it in for the month. I'm not sure how much I'm going to keep up with that though. It's just there for me because I do like to track, but at the same time, that is kind of not like high priority for me. So if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. This is a space for like, what do you need more of? So I just want to do that once a month. And then what do you want more of? So like, what is your core desire? So once a month. And then I want to do 2 lines a month and then a quote for each month. Those are my trackers for like the year, I guess. Yeah, these are like yearly trackers, I would say. And then this is my yearly habit tracker. So these are the habits that I'm going to track for throughout the year. This is the months of the year and then the weeks. So that's why I kind of wanted it in my other spread. So 52 weeks, and then I have my goal, my total, and my average. And then I have, like, let's say the first week I did yoga 7 times. So I'm just going to keep track of it, and kind of the way that I'm doing that just to make it easier for myself. And I don't know why, but I love the way that I've set this up. So I want to set it up like a tracker like this. So this one is for my perfect days of the year, or ideal days, however you want to call it. And I literally just highlight it when I do it, so that it's a little bit easier for me to like look back at the end of the month. So this was week 1, and this was week 2, week 3. So I just want to track it like that. And again, all I'm doing is a little dot just to highlight the day that I did it. So I have a tracker like this for almost everything that I'm doing for my 5-year journal, which I'm going to show you 2 seconds. Spirituality, so this one's a little bit more like intricate. So if I say use sage, light a candle, essential oils, tarot, or oracle, typically I'll only do 1 of each. And if I do a tarot spread and I pull an oracle card, I would just put tarot because that's like more important to me. So it would look like that if it was filled in. And then this is my no spend, which I want to do January, February, and March no spend, unless it's like something I absolutely need. So like if it has a circle around it, I spent money, but it was on groceries or bills. If I underline it, it's because I journaled about it. So, which is something I do want to do more. Then just for funsies, this is my monthly spending tracker, and this is my January TBR. And then I have no fast food. So my rule this year is no fast food unless it's on Fridays. So I will highlight it green. This isn't done yet, it's just like an example. And then no fast food or healthy fast food like Booster Juice or Pita Pit. So I got fast food. It was a necessity to get fast food, whatever we were doing. Maybe we were just really hungry and we couldn't get home in time or whatever. But I chose a healthy option. So every day gets checked off for some of these habits, not all of them, but this is one of them. And then writing, if I wrote that day, half a page, full page, whether it was physical or digital. My minutes spent meditating. So this is my meditation tracker. I have like a bare minimum goal of 2 minutes a day, which is in part of like my perfect day. Like my minimum is 2 minutes, but if I go over perfect, and I just want to indicate that here. I think I might edit this though to like throughout the year, if I end up doing like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, which I don't know if I'll get to, but it is kind of a goal for me. Then I'll probably change this legend a little bit. Yoga tracker, morning or evening, and if I did both, if I did a handstand or a bridge or did a yoga video. So these, all 3 of these are fitness related, because I didn't know how to track them all on one spread, because it's just like crazy. There's everything I want to track in here. Like my fitness goals are the most like trackable and have the most data, I guess. So so here I have Pilates, lower body, upper body, full body, whether I used, like which weights I used, and whether I got active minutes. And then my, is it the next one? Yes. And then my step tracker. So the steps I got, and if I walked outside or did it on the walking pad or did a walk with me grow with Joe video. Yep, so that's how I set that up. And then finally my active minutes. And then at the end of each month, I want to do a total active minutes for each month. So almost done here, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. We just got one more thing to go through, which is my 5-year journal for this year. So I have always wanted to do something like this where I can journal about something and see how I felt about that one thing a year ago. But I don't like the physical 5-year journals. There's just not enough space for me, and like I don't really like think about doing it unless it's like set up the way that I want it. I know that that's bad, but this is like how I wanted it to be set up because I wanted to be able to include a picture. So here I have my journal prompt for that day. So what's your mantra for the new year? And then I filled it in on January 1st. So then same time next year, I'll fill it in January 1st, and then I'll add either a picture or an affirmation, or here, I'll just put like a picture of, so my January TBR we'll just put in here because I think it's really cute and it's really fun to look back at the pictures that I took that day. So while I also want like to reflect on how I felt about something that day last year, I want to know like what was going on in my life, like daily memories and other thoughts. So that's my 5-year journal, which I am going to try to fill in every day. And I have like prompts for January that I've already done. So every month I'll do, like I'm already working on February, but every month I'll create a list of prompts that I want to do, because it's just like it's really hard to figure out 365 journal prompts. So I'll just do it monthly so that it's not too overwhelming for me. So yeah, so everything that you saw here is in the link below if you wanted to do something like this. Oh, I just wanted to show you my mini journal. They're like the aspects of my life. I don't know if we really went over that, but I have so let's say I'm talking about my anxiety. I have a lined sheet and a blank sheet, so if I ever want to like kind of like go in depth and talk about specifically my anxiety. And then same thing for each aspect again. So I have my tracker, I have some journal prompts, and then I have space for me to write about that specific aspect of my life. So that's just another thing that I have to support me throughout the year. And yeah, so I thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you liked this video, and I hope you got some ideas for your journal. And if you want a journal like this, again, click the link in the description box below. Have a happy new year, and I wish you all the best. Bye.